time. Don't go looking, babe, here I am.
Hey everyone, so in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a homemade tank divider on a budget. So first, let's go over the things that you're going to need. So the first thing you're going to need is just a pair of scissors. Now the next thing that you're going to need, and that's what's going to make the divider, is this big piece of craft mesh. Now this is what some people use if they're doing cross-stitching or something like that, and it's plastic, quite flexible, and honestly you can find this at a dollar store, a craft store, usually for just under a couple dollars. I actually got this big piece right here, I think from Walmart for maybe $1. Now the last thing you're going to need is your tank. Now this tank, as you can see, is not being used right now, so it's perfect for this demonstration because I didn't have to disturb any fish. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So your first step is going to be to get your craft mesh and cut an approximate size of what you're going to need. Make sure you err a little bit on the side of caution and go a little bit bigger so you don't end up wasting it. But as you can see, this piece right here is much larger than the tank. I can kind of see that it's a little bit less than half, so I'm just going to make a little clipping right here. And I'm just going to cut it along that line. Once again, this doesn't have to be neat or pretty because this is just an estimate. Now bringing the tank back up, this is where we get to the measuring part. So I'm going to go ahead and try to put this in, and as you can see, it's not working. So you're going to have to make a cut. Now one thing to keep in mind is when you're measuring this, the rim of the tank is slightly thicker than the glass. So you're going to want to measure from where the glass is. Then just make a small cut. Then you're going to want to go ahead and just cut it. Now, as you can see, it is still too big, but that's kind of what we want right now. We don't want it to just fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn, just kind of slightly fold it and push it in. Now, this is the part where you're going to have to really focus, and you're going to want to make a mental note of where it comes up to. So exactly like what level it is connecting to the rim of the tank. Be careful you don't cut all the way across. And another slit. Slightly fold it, push it in, and you can now see that if everything was measured correctly, the bottom half of the slit will go under the tank and the top half will go over. And now if you straighten it out a bit, there should be absolutely no bending, or at least very little. So now you've got this. So now you'd have to measure how high your tank lid comes up. If you go and put in a divider and your lid actually comes up quite a bit, then you're going to need to keep that in mind when you're making your measurements. The reason is you don't want your fish jumping over the divider because there's that big gap there between the top of the divider and the roof. You can actually do this by putting your lid right next to the tank and kind of eyeballing where it comes up to. My recommendation would be to slowly take off a couple layers at a time, slowly just shaving off the top until you find something that works for you. But same as a normal fish tank lid, it's probably going to be about this height. Which I'm just cutting for reference. Definitely be a lot more careful. Don't just be like, I think it's about here. As you can see, that even when the lid is bent up slightly, the divider comes all the way up to the end, and that way your fish can't jump. So that is pretty much all there is to making your homemade tank divider. One thing I really like about this kind is that it's so easy to make. Some dividers that you can buy can be over $20. They're very specific to the size of a tank, so you have to know the exact measurements. This one you just buy a sheet and you can make it to whatever tank you want. I have used dividers that actually came with tanks and they failed on me, and I've actually lost a fish as a result. But this one has never failed me. I've never lost a fish. They've never gotten through. I've wanted to do this video for such a long time and I just never got around to it. So I'm really happy that I was able to film it today. I hope you guys found it helpful or at least a little entertaining. If you want to see more how-tos, I will put a playlist in the end screen because I have quite a few of them on my channel. If you like this video and you want to see more videos from me, then make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload. But that is all for today, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye guys!